Hello everyone, welcome back to NEET and JEE Preparations Physics Test number 5. So as usual, please go to the description and click the link for writing the exam. All the best. Let's discuss about question number 1. A stone of mass m tied to a light inextensible string of length L is given the 10 by 3 meter, is whirling in a circular path of radius L in a vertical plane. If the ratio of maximum tension and minimum tension in the string is 4, the speed of the stone at the highest point of the circle would be. So the values are given, the length is given, and the ratio of tension maximum to minimum is given, that is 4. Now let's calculate what is the stone speed at the highest point. So let's see the diagram here. So this is a diagram for a vertical circle. Okay, so this is the center point, exactly at the center. Now when the object is exactly at the lowest point, say it as this is the object, and after some time you can see here the object may reach at the highest point from the center O. So this is the second position at the highest point, and this is the lowest point. At the lowest point, what all forces are acting here? So you can see here at the lowest point, mg will be acting vertically downward, and there will be a tension will be acting vertically upward. You say it as T1. Okay, say it as T1. And when the object is whirling and reaching at the highest point, which all forces are acting at the highest point? One is mg, which is vertically downward acting. And there is one more force which is acting, that is a tension. The tension is also acting the same direction of mg. You say it as the tension is T2. Now the direction of velocity at the lowest point, if you can say here, this is a direction of velocity tangent, and that is given the u. And the final velocity, that means when the object is reached at the point h, you can see here that is also tangent, say it as the velocity v. V square is equal to, the formula we have already know, V square is equal to U square minus 2GH. 2GH. This is the formula we have already learned to calculate the final velocity at any point. So we can substitute here what is the H value. So in the vertical circle, we have already know this is the reference point. From the reference point to the highest point, that is h is equal to 2 into length, right? This is a length L from the point O, and once again this is a length L, so we can write here 2L. So substitute this value, you will be getting here V square is equal to U square minus 2G into 2L, or we can write here V square is equal to U square minus 4GL. Okay, and from here we can also write what is the initial velocity. Initial velocity is equal to v square plus 4gl. This is the first equation we have now deriving. Now let's write the equation for the object when it is at the lowest point. Okay, so from the lowest point you can say here, that is T1 minus mg must be equal to, that is the one, this net force is providing the centripetal force, right? So we can write here T1 minus mg is equal to mv square divided by r, or we can write here T1 is equal to mv square divided by r plus mg, and this is the equation for maximum tension. Equation for maximum tension, say it as equation number 2. Now when the object is reached at the highest point, we can write this equation as T2 plus mg, that provides the necessary centripetal force, that is equal to mv square by r, or we can write here T2 is equal to mv square by r minus mg, and this is the tension minimum, the condition for minimum tension. Say it as equation number 3. Now in the question it is already given the T max to T minimum. T max to T minimum is given the 4. So we can write this equation for T max to T minimum. If you substitute this value, for example, equation number 2 divided by equation number 1, you will be getting T max is to T minimum is equal to, you just divide this equation and you will get the answer as G into L plus U square all divided by V square minus GL. V square minus GL. that must be equal to what? T max is to T minimum is given the what? 4. So if you cross multiply this equation, you will be getting it as 4v square minus 4gl is equal to gl plus u square. Correct? And we have already learned what is meant by u square, equation number 1. Substitute here. So we will be getting 4v square minus 4gl is equal to gl plus, now what is u square? V square plus 4gl. 4v square minus v square is equal to gl plus 4gl plus 4gl, that is equal to 3v square is equal to, see, 4 plus 4 plus 1, that is equal to 9gl, and 3 here cancel 3 times. So v square is equal to 3gl. V is equal to root of 3gl. Now substitute the value. Square root of 3 into g can be taken as 10. Length is given there already, 10 by 3. So answer is what? That is equal to 10 meter per second. This is the answer. So option B is the correct answer. Now let's do the question number 2. An insect crawls up a hemispherical surface very slowly as shown in figure. So this is the insect position. It's now crawling up. The coefficient of friction between the insect and the surface is 1 by 3. That is, mu is given, the coefficient of friction is given the 1 by 3. If the line joining the center of the hemispherical surface to the insect making an angle alpha, so this is given an angle alpha with the vertical, the maximum possible value of alpha is given by. So what is the maximum possible value of alpha? So let's discuss. This is the point of insect. What all forces are acting on the insect now? So as usual, if you draw the diagram, free body diagram, you can see here mg will be acting vertically downward, and mg can be resolved into two components. You can see the mg can be resolved into two components. Which all two components? If this is angle alpha, you can say here this angle also become alpha. So here this become mg cos alpha, and here it become mg sin alpha. Two components of mg now clear. Now there is one more force is acting, that is in this direction, that is the normal reaction force. Say it as N. Now definitely there will be a friction force will be acting in this direction. You say it as F. And as you already know what is meant by frictional force. Frictional force F is equal to mu N. That is equal to mu into, where what is N? N is equal to mg cos alpha. So we can write here mu mg cos alpha is the F. Now we can write this equation as N is equal to mg cos alpha. That is the first equation. Second one, we have already written the F is equal to mu mg cos alpha. The question it is given, the insect crawls up a hemispherical surface very slowly. So you can consider here this friction force F must be equal to mg sin alpha. So what is F here? Mu mg cos alpha must be equal to mg sin alpha. So you can see here mg cancel, remaining one mu cos alpha is equal to sin alpha, or we can write the cos alpha divided by sin alpha is equal to 1 by mu, that is equal to, what is cos by sin? Cot alpha is equal to 1 divided by 1 by 3, that is equal to cot alpha is equal to 3. So option A is the correct answer. Now let's discuss about question number 3. A piece of wire is bent in the shape of a parabola with a bead of mass m on it. The bead can slide on the wire without friction. It stays at the lowest point of the parabola when the wire is at rest. That means when the wire is at rest, this is the position of the bead. The wire is now accelerated. Just imagine the wire is now accelerating along the x-axis. The acceleration is given the a with a constant acceleration a. The distance of the new equilibrium position of the bead, where the bead can stays at rest with respect to the wire from the y-axis. So just imagine this is the y-axis. Now this is the new position. Just imagine this is the new position of the bead. So which all forces will be acting? First of all, the wire is accelerating towards x-axis, positive x-axis. So we can say there is a pseudo force will be acting in the opposite direction. Say it as the pseudo force is ma. And another force is acting, that is equal to mg. And one more force is acting, that is the normal reaction force. Now just resolve these forces. You can see here, if this is the angle theta, we can resolve a component of pseudo force in this direction, say it as ma cos theta. Okay, and in opposite direction, what will be the ma sin theta? Okay, that I am not writing here. Next one, mg can be resolved here. Mg can be resolved. If this is the angle theta, this angle become what? 90 minus theta. So mg can be resolved in this direction as mg cos 90 minus theta. Mg cos 90 minus theta. It is now still in which position? Equilibrium position. So we can write here ma cos theta equal to mg cos 90 minus theta. What is cos 90 minus theta? That is sin theta. That is equal to mg sin theta. So m cancel. So we can write here the equation a divided by g is equal to sin theta divided by cos theta. That is equal to tan theta. So we got another equation here, what? Tan theta is equal to a by g. So let's write here tan theta is equal to a by g. Now y is equal to kx square. Y is equal to kx square. If you differentiate this equation, you can write here dy by dx is equal to d by dx of kx square can be written as dy by dx is equal to 2 into kx. 2 into kx, where tan theta is equal to dy by dx. So we can write this equation as tan theta is equal to 2kx. Substitute this value here in the first equation. You can say here a divided by g is equal to tan theta. Tan theta is equal to 2kx. So what is the x value? X is equal to a divided by g into 2 into k. So what is the option here? Option A divided by 2gk is the answer. Now let's discuss about the question number 4. A block is released on a smooth track from A. So this you can see from the picture, a block is now released. The minimum value of h, so that the block will complete the loop. For complete the loop, what is the condition for completing the loop? For completing the loop, the velocity at the point B, say it as the initial velocity is u must be greater than or equal to root of 5gr. You have already learned in vertical circle, right? So first of all, what is the velocity at the point B? Velocity at the point B, say it as u is equal to 0, starting from rest, u equal to 0. So we can say here at this point, if I consider the velocity is v, we can write here v is equal to square root of 2gh. Okay, so v is equal to square root of 2gh. The v itself we have considered here what? The u. So I can write here root of 2gh must be greater than or equal to root of 5gr. That means 2gh must be greater than or equal to 5gr. So here g cancel. So what must be the h value? H value must be greater than or equal to 5 by 2r. So what is the minimum condition here? H is equal to 5 by 2r. So option is here, option D, 5r by 2. Now let's do the question number 5. Consider a car moving on a horizontal road, convex bridge and a concave bridge of same radius r. The speed of the car in each situation is same and equal to v. The mass of the car is m. Then, so look at the options here. It is given the in terms of normal reaction force. So let's write the first case here. For the first car, mg is acting vertically downward and normal reaction force, you say it as na, is acting vertically upward. So the first equation you can say here, Na must be equal to mg. So only the vertical forces are here equal. Okay, so moving with a constant speed, that is given the v. Now when the car is on the convex bridge, which all forces are acting at the point B, we can once again say it as mg is acting vertically downward or towards the center, and normal reaction force is said as NB, vertically acting upward. Okay, so vertically acting upward. So we can write this equation as mg minus nb is the resultant force, and that is the reason for the centripetal force to move in a circle. So mv square divided by r. So we can write here nb, the normal reaction force nb is equal to mg minus mv square divided by r. Okay, mg minus mv square divided by r. Now look back to the third diagram here. Once again, mg will be acting vertically downward and normal reaction force is acting vertically upward. You say it as nc. Here also, when it is moving in a circular track, you can write the nc minus mg is equal to centripetal force mv square by r, or we can write here nc is equal to mg plus mv square divided by r. So equation number 1, Na is equal to mg. So first one is correct here. Second one, nb is equal to mg minus mv square divided by r. Okay, so second one is also correct here. I have written the small r, it is capital R is given there here. Now look at the third option here, nc is equal to mg plus mv square divided by r. So this is also correct here. Now the last option, which normal reaction force is greater, from this calculation you can say here nc is greater than na greater than nb. So nb will be much smaller. So fourth option is also correct. So all the options are correct here. So I hope you understood all the 5 questions. See you on next Sunday. Thank you.